Alright, how's it going everybody? I'm Guy on Ostrich, that's the Captain Goo, how do you do? And today I decided I'd do a little something different here. Do something where we can start having some things pop up on the channel. Maybe periodically, maybe consistently, Saturdays and Sundays. I thought might as well start with the beginning of the new month. I mean, probably a cool, probably a good little idea, I think. And this is just to kind of have me talk and go over just kind of my thoughts and I thoughts going into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And this could be very bumpy. Like this is the first time doing something that's not me just playing through a game. So we'll see if I can get my thoughts out there correctly. If not, uh, but I mean, hopefully you all can at least enjoy some of the things I say, and if you guys have any opinions towards what you all would like to see coming out into Scarlet and Violet, I mean, leave those down in the comments below. Like, hopefully we can, hopefully we can both influence and help each other out in like just our thought process towards each other. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just gonna put down the title of whatever we're gonna go Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And the first thing that we need to recognize is hmm, the first thing that I feel like we really need to truly recognize. I want to see if I do this, what happens? Do that, and oh. Hmm. But first things first. I'll be switching between like our word, and then guys can see I got the internet pulled up. We'll be going through a couple different panels. So we'll go ahead, and I mean, y'all can see this now. First thing to note is, by a lot of accounts, I've seen that this is going to be based off of Spain. I have, like, I don't know that, but all things I'm going to be talking about and, like, ideas for, like, region variant stuff or region based things, I will be basing them off of things around or based in Spain. So, just something to keep in mind. So, while we let's just go ahead and go over here and put based in Spain just to keep our ideas going. And now I want to talk about our starters, and this is possibly the most important thing out of it for everyone. Well, I mean, like this is the most important thing that we actually know about. We have three starters. We got Sprigatito, we got Fuecoco, and we got Quacksley. Now then, this is, I mean, of all the things that are known, like all I'm, like what I know is I'm planning on Violet, getting Violet, and I'm like right now I like Fuecoco the most. And now I'm gonna put out my ideas for what I think these, like the starters can have their final evolutions be. And we're gonna start with Sprigatito, where in Spain, like I looked up kind of, so well I mean we can take a look over here real quick. So I mean you got Sprigatito, who's the grass cat, Fuecoco's the fire croc, Quaxly's the duckling Pokemon. So with my thought processes with Sprigatito, I mean grass cat, it's a little happy go lucky. It's just a cat. So what makes sense right now? I could see going in two directions. And one you got the lynx here, the Iberian lynx, which I think lynxes probably look a lot more fragile, a lot more of a just a lot more of that um elegant style for a cat. And then like my other thing, which I'm pretty sure wolves are dogs, and we have some thunder and everything going on, so hopefully y'all can't hear that too much if you can hear it. But then we have the Iberian wolf, which I think we can. I'll just go ahead and go on over, go on back over here to our Word document, and these are my. I mean, again, these are my thoughts for kind of how would like to see everything. We'll do that. No, no. We'll just have that there, and we'll look at this and which I say like I'm thinking Sprigatito is gonna either be based on a lynx or a wolf. If we get Sprigatito to be based on a lynx, I think we get a grass berry typing for it. And if we get a wolf, I could see it being a grass dark. Yeah. So these are kind of I have no ideas for how you. But I'm not gonna come out here and try and redesign everything. I'm not an artist. I don't want to look up anyone. I'd rather not try and look up any like artwork of what people think for fan made stuff just because I'd rather this be my opinions totally, and I also don't want to have any kind of I don't want to actually come across any kind of leaks on accident. So that that is my like, two thoughts for Sprigatito, and Sprigatito is the only one that I truly have like two good ideas for, with one being a lot more of a elegant kind of look to it, and one being more of an evilish thing with the like between the lynx and the wolf. Also, I could see us getting a psychic type for if we get a lynx, and I will just go ahead and move that back. But I will say and then there's always the possibility of just being a pure type, like just being pure grass, pure fire, pure water. So, because I mean, like you remember last time, like I remember looking at stuff with Sword and Shield. People are like, "Oh, Sobel's gonna be a water ghost." You got Score Bunny being a fire. Well, I mean, like anytime you see fire type, you're like, "Oh, is it gonna be firefighting?" And then, but I don't know what we thought was the grass. I don't know what we thought for the grass. I don't know what we thought for Grookey. But yeah, so now then we can go back over here and take a look at kind of towards my idea towards Fuecoco. We'll get rid of the map of Spain. I don't think we need that too much there too. But Fuecoco is an interesting one because I didn't really see too much about any kind of reptiles in in Spain. But and which I mean this was a very light research one. This was me. This was more of a I want to try and put something out there and do a little look into it a little bit. But I mean maybe we'll but with plans of coming back in like 2 months or something, and kind of like maybe having more information out there, more Pokemon out there, and maybe just getting more information, like getting like building up ideas and seeing if we still like where we're at now in predictions, or if we have a better idea down the line. But Fuecoco is the fire croc, and whenever I was looking up stuff, there was this story of this lizard that terrorized a town. Now, I don't know too much about it, but it was like this lizard was just a very evil, like he was like just terrorizing the whole thing, like causing a lot of problems, like killing both humans and wildlife. Like he ended up it ended up them putting a skin up in a church, and it was believed that it might have actually have just been a caiman that was from like a trade. But I mean, still, we can use like the idea that it was a caiman as well. And so if I were to put two ideas down, this would just be, I mean, we'll just go dinosaur because dinosaur. I mean, as a kid, I feel like a lot of, I feel like anyone else who was a dinosaur fan, like it translates to like terrible lizard or something like that. I mean, like I could be wrong, but I mean, yeah, it's a good possibility of something like that. I will say with you, I will say like, I guess if you do that, then there's a chance we get a fire dragon. I don't know if I like the idea as much behind that, but then you got the Cayman, which I mean this is where you have options on options where you could go fire ground or fire water, which like there's no like you would like to believe there's no way they do that, but I mean that would be awesome. So I mean like that's I mean like this is a you look at this very loosely, but it would be cool. It'd be really really cool to see that. Um, but I mean for that matter, I mean like you could have a like we could almost do something crazy and go like grass water for grass fire for Sprigatito, fire water for Coco, and then have Quacksley be water grass, and just have like some just insane like setup for starters. Like that'd be crazy. That'd be probably interesting to a whole lot of people. And here's me hoping that I. Mm-hmm. All right. So imagine I just typed I thought I switched over. Like I said, we're gonna be having a couple issues here and there for everything. Just kind of wanna see how this goes. Like see how people feel about it. See like just use this as kind of the stepping stone because everything will be worse to like in the beginning. So what else is there? I mean, dinosaur came in. I mean, like came. We'll just do like we'll just say this as like a full on just reptile. We'll do this as a reptile, and I'll do let's do this to differentiate what we're thinking here. And I mean, like, I guess you could add like more mythological beast, whatever, to the dinosaur area to make that be the dragon typing. Whereas if we just get like some kind of reptile where it's not based on any kind of like mythological or any kind of like legendary creature like that, then it's just gonna be like then we get like a caiman. And now we get to Quacksley. Now now we get to Quacksley. And I don't know how I feel fully regarding Quacksley. I think Quacksley could end up being really interesting, but at the same time you just look at it and it feels like it's a ducklet still. So I'm very interested regarding Quacksley, but I'm very unsure. But whenever I look at Quacksley, like I think like he could be just a conquistador duck, and I think like my main thought process for him is that he could be a steel type because I mean like kind of put him in armor, kind of like how they did Corviknight, like Rickety Corvisquire Corviknight, like how they had that build up to where he's where his armor. It would kind of be I feel like it'd be really weird if they did that since they'd done it like back to back generations. But I mean, I think that makes like that would make a lot of sense. And I don't know, I don't know what else you can go off of at this point. And I need to switch back over our screens. So we got a conquistador, and I mean, which conquistador was kind of like the Spanish army, Spanish Armada. So I mean, it's I mean, like you could look at it as like animal, mythical creature, man, as like their correlation towards whatever, and I mean, I'd be looking at like the lynx, the dinosaur, and then the conquistador. But so we would be looking at water steel. I mean, if there were any other like any other type combinations I could really see going with it, I'm not. I mean, I guess you could say you could go with saying it could be a dark type here. Like I, I see Quacksley as our I see Quacksley as our best option to just be pure water. Which I mean, we've had generations where there's been dual typings and pure ones. I mean, like you got Gen 1, Gen 3, um, Gen, let's see, Gen 5, Gen. Yeah, I mean, well, you got, you get the point. There is a chance where two of them can have a secondary typing and one could be just a pure single typing. Now, I don't know how I don't know how that would make some people feel towards Quaxley, or if that would turn them off or like make them like favor him a lot more. I'm not too sure, but just just kind of getting my thoughts out there. What do y'all think? That's comments down below. Very easy. And then we'll go back to our screen capture, and I need to hit this. Cool. I need to. All right. We'll do this, and now I'm going to just go with kind of some other, just get some other thoughts for Pokemon out there, and I think this is where like doing a lot more research will be interesting and like trying to build up a full Pokédex. So I'm going to actually put this thought out there first, while you can sit on that page. That's this ASIS or whatever. So you guys, but yeah, we can go here, and I think when we look at this new cool Pokemon is greater than a lot of new Pokemon. So I'll give some ideas for like I'll give a couple ideas for just like non-starter Pokemon now, which we don't know anything really about. Like we don't know I mean, at least like other than leaks, we don't know anything regarding it. So here we go. Here's kind of some of my thoughts then, which I kind of wish we could not have that tabbed over that bad. Which okay. Eh, all right. Trying to do some stuff and it's just not working out. But here we go now. So this is the story of San Jorge and the dragon. This I could see this being where the legends come in to play at. It's there was a dragon. The village was like, we have to have offerings to the dragon. So like they were all okay, cool with that until the princess's name got drawn. And then at that point the princess was like, well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and do that. So whenever you so she was about to go up to the dragon's lair, and then a knight comes, fights the dragon, and this is and then here's the thing: red rose sprouted from the wound of the dragon, which the knight presented to the princess. Knight then revealed himself as San Jorge. All right, it's commemorated in a like festival, which honestly, like they could have a rose festival. in the game too. Like that might not that'd be a pretty cool look idea actually. If like that could be that's almost where you encounter the dragon, either the where you encounter one of the legends. Like the first time is you have a like they could have like their own version of the Rose Parade, which that's an I mean that's at least an American thing that I'm aware of. Where on New Year's, where there's a parade in L.A. that will Pasadena more just being a lot more on the focal point of it, but it's a parade that's kind of just like a bunch of roses. I don't fully know what it I don't fully understand the meaning or the importance of the Rose Parade, but like you could have like some kind of little celebration towards it. And I was thinking that, which I feel like I've mentioned, I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel at some like off and on at this point. Was playing it a real big time whenever it like really started. But there is a monster in Yu-Gi-Oh that would like you could base this off of actually, and that is the Black Rose Dragon. I think I think this would be just which you can't play you can't just do a Black Rose can't do the Rose Dragon like and have it be exactly like that. You can't have it be called Black Rose Dragon like you'd have which I mean if it's Pokemon they wouldn't go that basic on names. But I mean you could I mean like there's definitely some options there. Plus I mean like you can see there's these little dragons here too. Like if they wanted to have this be kind of the pseudo, that would also be a really interesting one. Where you could start with it being like it could almost be like a Bulbasaur to a Venusaur where you have like a bud sprout a bud starting or like in this sense since it is supposed to be like a cut wound or whatever it's supposed to be like the wound you could honestly make it be either like dragon you could have this thing be a lot of different things actually you could have it we could go here and we'll put Rose Dragon down because I think that's an interesting idea. I mean, like, of course, like it being a dragon it would have to be dragon typing, but you could have it be grass or ghost, which I feel like grass would be a lot better of an option for this since, like, if it's a pseudo, grass is definitely the better option since you just had a ghost type in the in your last region for your a dragon ghost for your pseudo, but that's a very interesting like I would be really down to see something like this in the next game. And then next up, well, I mean, we also have the knight. I mean, uh, at this point, just to make the knight more of a like proving that he was just better having be an ice type, especially if it's a dragon grass type for the other one. Have the knight be an ice type to where he just completely like crushes it. Give us a real good physical ice type move off of that too. Like that probably be a pretty nice idea. And now we'll go on over to this where I mean they just have mythology of fairies that they say have good intentions. So it's it's not too much to really go off of, but I guess we'll just put fairies and surprise surprise we'll have a fairy typing for that. And then this next one is the and I just don't like saying these names because I don't want to mess it up real bad. I don't know how to say it, so I'm just not even gonna try. And we got these things that are gnome-like tricksters, small mischievous, like play pranks on thieves. I mean, this is where you could almost see like stuff from the TV show. I mean, like this would be like your gen, like your thing in the TV show where they just go into a haunted mansion, and then it turn like these are the things running around. So I mean, like this could be dark, dark. They could be. I mean, they could be ghost. They could be dark and ghost. They could be. I mean, yeah, like just these things that play tricks on people. Just kind of any of those typings that simulate that part. And now here is El Coco. I can at least I can say that one because I feel really confident in this. But this is a dude who this is like a scary story that's told where about a dude who goes around and just takes children away. So takes children away at night. So this in a like dark cloak. So this is a very like weird, suspicious thing. But I mean, like we have. I mean, we have. I don't. I'm gonna just put Night Man here. I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't want to put another Coco down here. Just cause, just for the sake of keeping everything better up to date. Like this would be another dark type or a ghost type. I mean, like you could you could implement him in as like kind of like how they did Driftloon was a Friday night thing. I mean, like this could just I mean like this would definitely or like how Rotom you had to go do something at night. Like this could like you can make the argument that this could be something you see at nighttime. Like that would be his kind of like you could only catch him at nighttime. Like he could be like it'd be funny if there was or like be interesting if there was like a big city and there were like alleyways or there was like these light posts or something and like you could it kind of treated them like the ducklets how like the little shadow would appear and things like that. Like there could be a bunch of interesting ways to do this. And then lastly with this screen, we'll go here and we got this like I still haven't oh, was a mouse who lived in a box of cookies with his family in Madrid. He he travels through the pipes of the city to reach the bedrooms of children who had just lost their tooth. So, you know what? We'll go with this. We'll say we'll take little rat man. We'll go here and we'll be a little happier and we'll do a rat tooth fairy, which sounds hilarious. And we'll put him as a normal. We'll go normal fairy, and this can be like this could be our first route, like first route grass. That's that's my thought thinking around this. That could be a very interesting. That could be a fun thing. That could be interesting, and we'll go ahead and move on to like different cities or different like focal points within the like we can move to different like areas or like different buildings to see. And I mean, I I think this is why we need to move on from European countries. I feel like they've spent a whole lot of time with like in European countries and that's just making everything not be as exciting because you do see like most of the same things. But right here we have this this thing that has a difficult enough name to say, so I'm just not gonna say it. But I think like inside of it looks cool, outside of it looks cool. I think there's a interesting way you could do like you could just make this a bunch of like I mean like just in general castles with is it spires? I think that's what they're called. But I mean like you could get like a real Dark Soulsy kind of look to a city. I think that'd be a really awesome idea. Because I mean this is like I said, like if we need to have a different area in this next one. Like we need something different. But I will say, going to looking at Sword and Shield, I really like the cities and like the towns, the villages. I really did like the atmosphere they were actually able to bring with all of those. So I'm hopeful on the way everything looks in that sense. So like that's me. Like y'all could be completely different. Y'all could think I'm completely wrong for thinking something like that. But like I really did enjoy all the towns in Sword and Shield. But now we go on and we'll take these things away, and I think there's got to be at least some. I mean, like this could be a real big time area too, where you get like I mean like good modern museum, good modern museum. Well, we can go and it was like uh no go up here, and we had what was it like something like that, and I completely spelled museum wrong. So we'll go. So come back here and whoa, whoa. We'll do this and put the Guggenheim, which just y'all should know that this is supposed to be the Guggenheim in Spain, not like apparently there's one in New York too. That whenever I tried to look it up, like I couldn't just type in Guggenheim, but I think this is a very interesting look. I mean, you get a waterfront area. I think it allows for like like pretty interesting stuff. I mean, like look around, like you can go here. The city looks real different. If we could get this to focus up, that'd be really cool, but we got I mean, like you had the opportunity to put a lot of like there's just a bunch of different things. I really like the look of this city in general, and I think like you could use the Guggenheim as a really good focal point or like, for giving like a main purpose towards the city as well. And then we move on and we get to Ibiza. And for Ibiza, I think this could be I mean like best way to put it, I mean just a city with we'll just go city with nightlife here. I mean, make something that's really exciting to go to at night, like kind of bright, like make it feel like there's a lot more of a personality there at nighttime. Just give something different. Like I think that's like always one of the best things for making cities or making like anything really is like you gotta I mean, well, like making a game, like you want to have like every area feel different. So I mean, like you can go, I mean, like you could go a like very rustic or very like traditional, like have castles, have all these buildings with like super big spires. Have it just be like a very like old feeling town, but like make it feel like it has history. And then I mean like a good modern town with like some modern stuff, have it be like more of a culturally focused, more along those lines. And then you have like your city that and then you can have like your like this is the party place. I think that's always a real good thing to be able to have and add on to. And I would say for this, that'll wrap up like my ideas as far as places in Pokemon for right now. Just to get a couple other ideas out there, we'll I'll just go through and we can we can do this now. And some things like gameplay wise or just like hopes in general. Like the other stuff was more like thoughts or like predictions for what they could do, kind of like like what directions they could go in. And now we're gonna look in this. I feel like you gotta have an area with. You gotta have an area with Pokemon Legends. Pokemon Legends catching. I mean, you just gotta have kind of an area like that. Either have an area like it, have a bug catching contest, have something that kind of does whatever. But I mean, to go off of that, I want most routes to be like old. I wasn't as big of a fan of having all the Pokemon just walk around in the grass. Like this, like I would much rather prefer this to be just Gen 1 through 7. Like have it be like that, where you can walk around in the grass, you get the encounter, and there's like that's it. I'd rather not have like all the different things walking around. Like above the grass, I mean, like you can see like that's not the case for whatever, but I mean, like I can still be hopeful that we'll have some areas like that. Um, I mean, as a person who likes to do Nuzlocke, I would prefer more routes. I mean, it makes Nuzlocke easier, but also it's just fun to be able to get more encounters in Nuzlocke. Because I mean, like I feel like you want at least like 30 per. Like you want to have at least a full box, or a chance to get at least a full box. I mean, like Sword and Shield, you might have been able to have done that, but it definitely just didn't feel like it. So I would like it to feel like bigger with more routes. I, I think I would like. Here's my best I idea is like make it difficult ish. I mean, I understand this is a kids game. It'd be awesome like someday we do get one more geared for the people who's been playing this like a lot longer. Make this for people who's make this for the people who have for some reason stuck around playing the game instead of like make it for people who stuck around playing the game. Make it for the people in their 20s and their 30s that started playing with Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. Make a game for those people and not a game for the new generation. Like I mean, like or at least make like a or at least make like the Black 2 White 2 challenge mode, but make it like available right away. Like give the option of challenge. I know that's not I don't know when that's something you can truly expect or fully feel like. I mean, I don't expect that anytime soon, but still, I think that'd be an amazing thing to have. Um I feel like I would prefer to have a deeper story. I deeper we'll do this. Deeper story, less dialogue. So this is definitely like not a definitely not the most ideal or like the easiest thing to go along with. But I mean, like one of the things I hate is having to just press A, press A, press A, or press B. I've turned into a press B person. I don't know. I don't know how it ended up right up there, but that's my. I mean, I really like being able to have a better story, but don't have like crazy amounts of dialogue that makes you just sit there and be like, I think we need a intriguing, and I'm going by what I've wrote down on my for these notes, like the little bit of notes I have done, like intriguing villain slash evil faction. I think I think a good set of bad guys is always just a better, like it improves the story instead of just sitting there like I mean, I give like a good motive, give or like give good or interesting motive, or like give an intriguing motive. Like I could almost just go intriguing motive for villain slash evil faction. Like none of the don't do this like make the world beautiful. Do the like Gen 6. Do the like be like the I'm gonna create a whole new world because this one's like nah. We need to just have destruction out there. I'm gonna create a whole new world like in Gen 4 or like you know what? I'm gonna like just have like the old time mobsters. I don't know like there's so many like if you're gonna go another European country Pokemon, if you don't do mobsters in Italy, then something's wrong. But yeah, we got Pokemon Leg. We have our catching stuff, more routes, deeper story, difficult-ish. I've touched on new cool like the new Pokemon, like our villains, our cool cities, new areas, and then here is for like every like honestly like how I enjoy games. We'll go here. We'll raise up all our stuff. I need the game to be fleshed out. And what does that really mean? I want it to I want there to be like if I go to this new area, I want you to be able to I want to feel like there's stuff to do in this new area. I don't want to go to a new area and it be like, "Oh, you're only here to get this one small story small item for the story, and then after that you're completely done for. Like you're not going back." Like make make these like I don't know if this is something that would go back to it being more difficult, if this is something that or like this is something that would be more of trying to make it an adult like for your like older fan base. I don't know, but I would just love to have the game feel a lot more. I would love to feel have the region feel like there's a whole lot more to it. I mean, which you've seen in like for me in Arceus, like it was just not it wasn't fleshed out and it kind of felt a little mundane at times doing the same thing over and over and over again. So I feel like if they could have had more stuff in Arceus, which I mean that's a hope that they like whenever they create a new game like it, because there was so much good feedback to Arceus, you'd expect another game to come out at some point just like well not just like it, but like improve on everything with it. And for the I mean for these games, I mean I would I want like the well, I want the Pokemon to be able to evolve at a reasonable level. I don't want like I would agree with I'm a big fan of Gen 2. I would agree with the Gen 2 has kind of like the like it's on the lowest levels, so you don't want Gen 2 levels, but you don't want Gen 5. I feel like playing like I've played through Gen 5. I mean like I do all my like I pre-record like a madman right now and hopefully we can get to a point where that's not the case. I would love to be able to keep everything more up to date, but just not able to right now in my current situation. But Gen 5 I felt was so much worse in levels and just like pacing and everything. So that was I touch on that a lot throughout the Gen 5 series, I feel like, so I'm not gonna touch on that now. I'm not gonna try and just dive deep into that now. But make it feel like every city has like a purpose and it's not just for one small thing. Make like make your major characters you have feel like they have a true purpose. Just there's so many different ways you can go with this. Just please don't mess it up. I'm gonna wrap it up there. I I I don't think I'm gonna touch on this next month unless there's a whole lot of new news coming out on Scarlet and Violet like throughout May. I am like I'm super excited to have started a new thing, which this is going to be I'm planning on doing this like the first of every month, like the first Sunday of every month. so we have at least something going on the channel at all, like for most times now. I hope you all were able to at least get something out of this, and hopefully y'all enjoyed it and want to try and give like other videos on the channel a shot. I do play hardcore Nuzlocke right now. I'm doing base games, and I mean in the future I'm really excited to be able to do randomizers. The base games was just a way to be like, just to kind of start, get my foot in the door. I knew I was gonna be like very very bad at it to begin with. I've been improving like every step of the way. So thank you. Thank you all if you gave this video a chance. Thank you if you're gonna give any of those videos a chance. Um I mean, hopefully y'all are excited for Scarlet and Violet. Leave comments down below in the yeah, leave comments down below about like what your thoughts are. If you have anything you agree with that I've put down, leave those down below. Like mention that down below. What kind of starter are you going for? Because that's really all we got. Oh, and I can end it on one more thing. Um, whose whose outfit do you like more? I lean more towards violet because I like the more neutral colors, and I don't like the stripes on the pants. That is going to be what I wrap this up on. I'll leave y'all to it. Look out for like look out for the rest of the month because I'm thinking about dropping some stuff on Saturdays now, and might work on that too. So that is some other things to be excited for. But until then, until next time, I'm Gowan Ostrich. That's a capital GOO. Peace out.